The
you
Chemical
decide to
Agenda
make the
Part
change,
2.
just know it will get better, it will improve unless you use dryer sheets. But it's not going to come clean. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, the wonderful thing about what they did and how sticky they made all this, and this was all very, very clearly looked at and chosen in terms of creation of product. They needed this to last. They needed this to stick. They needed this to make us sick. See, everything revolves around pharmacology. Everything revolves around pharmacology, pharmakia. That's it. So whatever they're doing, it is to bring us into that system because that system is based on ultimate sorcery, right? That is moving us into their system of their Satanism and their dark magic, their dark occult magic, and that sort of thing. So if they can get you into pharmaceutical, onto that treadmill going, that hamster wheel going, and get you into allopathic care, they've sunk you. They've got you. They own you. They possess you because the medications alone become a dependency protocol, right? So everything leads. That's like pharmakia, the medical industry, allopathy. That's that's like all roads lead to Rome. That's Rome when you think about it. Okay, so everything else like branches off. It's a road that goes into it. And so the chemical agenda, it really is chemical, CULL, because that's exactly what it's meant to do. But it's meant to do it as a very slow and soft kill, right? Because they want to bring you into the medical industry, get you sick, having you need doctors, having you need procedures and that sort of thing. Because people aren't going to say, wow, I just got poisoned by my laundry soap. I better go change it. And then I better start, doing some detoxification protocols, do some juicing or whatever. People aren't going to think that way, right? They're just going to start feeling symptoms. And then these symptoms are given names. So, chronic fatigue or fibromyalgia or, you know, um, uh, whatever, heart disease, diabetes, Parkinson's, all sorts of things. Like, for instance, I have a cousin. He used to be in real estate. He was always in very, very excellent health. And then he decided to buy a tool dye company in Chicago. And over the years, I've just been watching his health erode. Now, you see a picture of him. He's my age. He's 60 years old. He looks fantastic. It's the only problem he has Parkinson's, and then he's dealt with some cancer. And he calls me up and said, "What should I do, cuz?" And I said, "Sell your business." And I told him to sell his business, 10 years ago or whatever, and he still owns the business. So we just talked, a couple months ago, and he goes, "Yeah, it's getting a little bit better, but I did this and I did that, but overall I still have Parkinson's and it's just a matter of time." And I said, he's like, "What should I do, cuz?" Sell your business. Your business is worth 800,000, $1 million. Sell your business. You'll live the rest of your life okay. You're fine. Why do you have to have your business? That's what's causing the Parkinson's. Are you sure? Absolutely. Parkinson's is just toxemia, and it's just hit your nervous system, right? It's hitting your brain. Look at the chemicals. Look at the smoke in your factory. But I stay in my office. Is your office attached to your factory? Yes, it is. Well, there's a venting system, a door. You can't. You have to leave the building in order to get fresh air from the toxicity. So, there's this incredible level of cognitive dissonance that's going on. That we're in a generation of upon other generations that has always lived inside of the industrial era. And the problem is that living inside of an industrial era like this is that we don't recognize that we are organic beings and we're living in a chemicalized environment. We think that's normal. It's not normal. It's not normal to go into your grocery store or your market and they have to qualify what is organic. And then everything else is just normal. It's not acknowledged as conventional, or what they should say is toxic, right? We're living in a world that we're agreeing to the idea that It's okay for these monsters to sell us food unnamed that's absolutely poisoned by fertilizer and pesticides, fumigation processes, fluorescent lights, and all sorts of things. But we have to qualify the smaller section as organic, which is what? Natural, which is the way things is always supposed to be. So our mindset cannot recognize the level of egregious evil that's been placed upon us. And that evil is sitting right in our homes. It's in our cupboards. It's in our pantries. It's in our closets. It's in our clothing. It's in our babies' cribs, our babies' bedding, our baby's wardrobe, on its bassinet, in the diapers. I thought I was going to lose my mind when my daughter decided that she had to, she was going to choose to put the babies in disposable diapers. It's just freaking out when it comes to inorganic VOCs or radiation. So my body absolutely adores me and wants to protect me, right? But for so many people that aren't this sensitive, it's not that your body doesn't love you, it's just that your body is not indicating to you for some reason, and most of the time you're masked. You're masked by the poisons that are killing you, and you don't even know it, right? So we can talk about this. We talk about this with things like ivermectin and all sorts of things. I keep talking about masking. Masking's a very real issue. Okay, so if we can't identify what is wrong, we just feel sick, right? We're not identifying what's causing us to feel sick. We're just feeling symptoms of being ill. And so the first thing we do, because we're so habituated to the allopathic medical industry, is we go and make an appointment at the doctor, or even worse now, people just go into the urgent care centers, or they go right into the emergency room for a sniffle and a cough, you know, and they want emergency care for that. And so now they're moving themselves right into allopathic medicine, which is all chemicals. Ask me about going into a hospital, and I'll tell you, I can't even get in the front door of a hospital. No, I can't. Okay. The last time I went to go into the hospital was when I broke my ankle. And I thought to myself, this is crazy. I shouldn't be doing something like this. This is crazy. And the doors began to open, and the antibacterial soap just poured out into my face, and I was on fire. And I'm like, well, I'm not going in there with the radiation and the chemicals and the oxygen and all the things that they have going on in there. There's nothing in there that is healthcare at all. So I meandered over to the urgent care center and said, I have to sit outside, and wait my turn and do things in my unique way of getting some intervention, which was the last time I ever got a little bit of intervention. And I paid a severe price for that. I will never do it again. I could break a leg. It doesn't matter. Put 2 sticks, wrap it up with a rope. That's it. I'm done. That's how toxic these environments are, and we don't even recognize it because our bodies are so masked by the poisons themselves. So we're not noticing. Okay. And I'm telling you that these poisons are carcinogenic, and we have no need for them. We have no use for them. When we go and we buy clothing, and it depends on the maker of the clothing, we are buying toxic materials from cotton that now is a GMO material, or made grown GMO. Okay. Unless you can now have to start buying organic cotton at a premium, and of course, all of your synthetics and polyesters and that sort of thing, they're all very toxic and unbreathable. And they just hold in those laundry soaps and everything else like that, to your skin. They'll never unbind from that. Not synthetic materials. Okay. So your more natural materials, like your hemps and your linens and your cottons and your utensils and that sort of thing, those are the kind of materials you want to be wearing, but they're still treated. And they're still treated with formaldehyde. They're still treated with all sorts of toxic products and dyes and that sort of thing, colorants. And so when people take them home, they say, oh, I want to wear my outfit new and pretty and neat and shiny. they're rubbing in tremendous amounts of toxic materials into their body. Now, I always recommend that people wash their clothes out at least 5 times in non-toxic soaps, like in baking soda, borax, um, white vinegar, or peroxide, that sort of thing, and try to pull and extract through the dryer, the get that off gas, get those toxic chemicals out of there. I actually have to wash my clothes out anywhere between 30 to 36 times.